I am so excited for this week's Tubi Rec of the Week because it is one of my favorite found footage movies of all time. If you know me well and talk movies with me a lot, you may have already guessed what it is. It's Grave Encounters from 2011. Grave Encounters follows a very familiar looking ghost hunting crew. I don't know how Zach Bagans feels about this movie. I could only ask him a couple things. One of them would definitely be, how do you feel about Grave Encounters? Are you a good sport about it? Do you think it's funny? Or do you hate it? I find it pretty funny. The movie is framed as if the production company is showing you the raw footage from when this crew went to investigate an abandoned psychiatric hospital and things went very, very wrong. So we start off with them heading out to Collingswood, and you quickly find out that this ghost hunting crew is not very legit. They don't plan on having any actual paranormal experiences while they're there, but they do plan on making a great episode. They bring in a psychic who's having all these visions and giving them all this information, and they're definitely making things seem very spooky. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is the one where they're interviewing the caretaker and he tells them he's never seen anything creepy going on until they slip him a little cash and then he changes his tune. His delivery of the line after they pay him is hilarious. Probably one of the best characters in the movie. The host's reaction is priceless. In the tradition of many of the ghost hunting shows you're probably watching, they get locked into the location. So when things start going wrong, they can't get out. It turns out this place is a lot freakier than they thought, and they don't have to fake it. They're about to have some very real paranormal experiences. The longer they're in there, the scarier things get, and the more they start to unravel. And it's all caught on film because they were planning on turning this into a TV show. One of the freakiest parts about this movie that I loved is when they're locked in and they start having some kind of a time warp. They're looking at their devices and their watches and it's saying it's morning, but it's still completely dark outside and they can't get out of this asylum. The concept of this is really spooky. It has some kind of iconic jump scares, what I refer to as the big mouth ghost, where the entity kind of has this like unhinged jaw where it opens up into sort of a gaping maw where there's like this black hole. Very freaky for some reason. It started to be a little overused in later years, but at this time it was very new, very spooky, and I think that imagery is very strongly associated with Grave Encounters now. You may be excited to hear that this movie also has a sequel, and this is one of those cases where the sequel is actually just as good as the original. And the sequel stars total scream king Richard Harmon, who you may recognize from movies like Final Destination Bloodlines, Trick or Treat, or if you have very discerning taste, as John Murphy from The 100. I genuinely recommend both of them, but today's video is about 2011's Grave Encounters, currently available on Tubi. Check it out and let me know what you think.